Super Bowl champ. Greg Jennings in the house.
By the end of the week, Greg ain't going to be wearing no shirt either. Greg, each day he went from no jacket today. There we go. Tomorrow will just be the vest.
Absolutely.
The next day.
He wears it well.
Tune in.
Let him wear it. All right, Greg. Time for us to go viral. So the NFL Combine is underway, and Joe Burrow is already in the news. His hands measured in at 9 inches. No first-round quarterback has had smaller hands since back in 2008, and it seems the quarterback is taking it hard. Tweeted yesterday, considering retirement after I was informed the football will be slipping out of my tiny hands. Please keep me in your thoughts. But Patrick Mahomes came to the rescue, replying, my small hands are doing all right so far. I believe in you.
This is why I love Patrick Mahomes, but I love Joe Burrow's response as well. Like,
Great response.
Just roll with it.
It was a great tweet by Burrow, who doesn't tweet often. He's not a regular tweeter. He logs in to say that was a perfectly crafted joke.
It was. You got to roll with it.
It was great. Like, that was, I don't know if someone wrote that for him. Like, is that the comedic, the timing of it, all of it was perfect.
And the word tiny.
Perfect.
The word tiny just nailed it.
Considering retirement because of my tiny
hands.
He gets it. We're all labeled at some point in our careers.
But it also makes the conversation about that and less about his
absolutely his tiny
hands.
His tiny hands.
All right, very small, itty-bitty hands. Time now for
Number
stories.
one pick with tiny hands. Maybe be the president with tiny hands.
To start your morning, way to say that joke while you're also swallowing your coffee. Big night for Joel Embiid last night in the Sixers win over the Atlanta Hawks. Embiid put up a career-high 49 points to go along with 14 rebounds, and that was with Ben Simmons on the bench, out indefinitely with that back injury. But, Nick, how impressive was Joel Embiid last night?
No, he was sensational. I know for some it was marred because he flipped off Kevin Huerter at the end. I don't care about that at all. He was great. And it's unfair to say, where is this every night, Joel? 49 points. You're not going to do that maybe once, twice in a season. But I would like to see him impose his physical will more often. He has great games, and then, wait, what happened games more often than any player of his caliber should. They're going to need this level of Joel Embiid during the time Simmons is out. And if they get it, Greg, then I wonder this offseason if they think even harder about possibly moving on from Simmons if Embiid really shines in his absence.
I think they do get it from here on out. And one of the reasons that I believe so is when I watched that All-Star game in that last 10, 15 minutes of it, where it was just mano-a-mano, elite against elite, he had success. And I believe that took his level of confidence out the sky, literally, to where he believes now, I can't be stopped. I am not only a good player, I'm the most dominant player, and I think he's imposing his will. Even the other night when he had 17 against the Bucks, he still was trying to impose his will more than what we've typically seen out of Joel Embiid.
You know what helps? Playing that Hawks defense. Maybe they could do that every night.
It does help.
On to the NFL now. Tom Brady will be 43 years old when he starts his 21st season this year, and with the plan for TB12 to play until he is 45, Brady reportedly wants a commitment, a 2-year commitment from the Patriots. Greg, good idea for the Pats to give Brady a 2-year commitment?
I don't know if it's a good idea for the Pats. It would be great for Tom Brady if they decided to give him a 2-year deal. This is what he wants, but this may be what he gets because they don't have any other option. Nick, when you look at the Patriots and their roster, what are they doing? Are they going to go out and get a quarterback? Do they have one? And obviously there are guys out there, but Tom Brady, you compare him to the other guys, you're going to be in the same situation.
A year ago, they didn't think it was a good idea to give Tom Brady a 2-year extension. If they did, we wouldn't be in this position. I can report this with a source close to Tom Brady. The source being Tom Brady on the record 11 times. He actually wants 3 more years. He wants to play 43, 44, and 45. So to me, what this says is, I am not coming back without at least a 2-year commitment. I think he knows the Patriots aren't giving him a 3-year extension. To me, this is a warning flare. If your guys' plan is to offer me a 1-year deal at a bunch of money, that ain't going to cut it when I do think there's a team out there that not only will offer him 2, I think there's a team that will offer him 3 and say, your goal of playing until you're 45, you can make it happen here. He can only make that happen with 3 more seasons in the league.
Well, last year they didn't have the threat of him leaving. Now suddenly it's a different conversation. Finally this morning, so much talk about Tyson Wilder 2. It looks like we're going to get Tyson Wilder, the trilogy. Deontay Wilder, coming off his loss to Fury, has decided to use his rematch clause, which means they will fight again. But if you expect a big entrance this time around, think again. Wilder said that 45-pound, somewhat ridiculous costume that he wore on his way to the ring over the weekend weakened his legs and impacted his fighting ability. Nick, I'm sensing by your
so much.
Crazy laugh. Truth or excuse?
Oh, listen.
Truth or excuse?
Here's what weakened his legs. When he got that, what would have been? Right here? So it would have been the right hand to his left ear that totally ruined his equilibrium. That's what weakened his legs. But this is an all-time great excuse. I love it so much because, A, prove it's not true. Like, prove it. He can go to his grave saying it was this 45-pound outfit that weakened my legs, and he can tell everyone that. And this is in line with boxing, the annals of boxing, of a guy gets whooped and then says, wait, what? Dragonfly Drones, a great follow on Twitter, brought this up last night, and I had forgotten about it. You remember the No Mas fight? Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard, one of the most famous fights ever, when Sugar Ray is just beating Roberto Duran so badly, he quits. No Mas, can't do it anymore. After the fight, Roberto Duran said what happened was, I had a hot cup of tea and then a cold cup of water, and it ruined me.
Messed my system
He said
up.
it was hot tea, cold water, can't do it, that's why I lost. As opposed to Sugar Ray Leonard annihilating you. We all watched what Tyson Fury did to him. No one believes it's because of this costume, but I love it. I think it is an all-time great post-fight excuse. And so, is it an excuse or is it the truth? I'd say both. I'd say it's in his mind, he has convinced himself it's the truth, maybe because his mind is still not right from the beating Tyson Fury put on him. And so, yeah, I say it's the excuse and the truth, Greg Jennings.
Yeah, this is a big-time excuse. And what I don't like about it is right after the fight, he gets interviewed and he talks about not having any excuses. But then we come out with this, and maybe it did weigh him down. But here's my problem. Like, that wasn't the first time he tried this on. Like, he knew how much it weighed.
Right.
Prior to walking in making his grand entrance. But prior to even the fight, he was pacing back and forth for at least an hour. Like, get off your legs. You don't think that had anything to do with it?
I actually think the pacing had as much to do with it as the costume. What had to do with it was he got hit so hard in his ear it was bleeding.
Absolutely. And it completely throws off your equilibrium anytime you've been hit like that.
Here's what else it does. It throws off your ability to put cohesive sentences together 24 hours, 48 hours after the fight. So perhaps we should take everything he's saying with a bit of a grain of salt. There's no doubt the guy's probably got some sort of
I think this is a cogent thought by him, and it's his only possible path to an excuse. He's activating as you mentioned, the rematch clause.
Yep.
And I said on this air yesterday that if this fight happens 10 more times, that Tyson Fury wins 10 more times. It's taken me 24 hours to convince myself Deontay Wilder can win. I believe it's because of the punch to the ear and the costume. I'm on Team Wilder once again, even though what I just saw happen. We all knew Wilder could only win by landing one massive right hand. He was in the first fight, Fury was killing him on points until the knockdown in the 12th round. He salvaged his draw. In this fight, you could argue Fury won every round. Maybe Wilder won the second. His only chance is to hit him with one massive overhand right, and the equilibrium was thrown off, I think, by the punch to the ear. Maybe by this didn't help. And so if neither of those things happen, the third fight should be a good one.
So let's talk about the third fight. Is that what you want to see? Do you want to see these two get back in a ring together?
I would not mind seeing it. I don't think it's necessary for Wilder. Yes, it is necessary because he feels like he can beat Fury. From my eyes, what my eyes told me watching that boxing match, watching the first one, is Fury is a boxer. Wilder is a bruiser. He's a puncher. And if he gets that punch, if he gets one of those paws on you, you may be out. But Fury believes even if he does get that paw on me,
you're going to have to,
you're going to have to get it on me multiple times because I have gotten up from it once, and I will get up from it again. So I think it'll be a good match. I think it would be better than what we saw this last time,
Listen,
which would be necessary.
The fight that everyone needs to see, it would appear, is Fury-Joshua. But, listen, these guys signed a contract, and it was in the contract that if Wilder loses, he can activate a rematch clause, and he's activating it. So more power to him. He's not scared. He has now come out and said he didn't want the towel thrown in. He's considering firing his trainer. I think his corner saved him.
100%.
And I think that if there's any criticism of the corner, it's that it wasn't stopped on the stool in the 6th. You know what I mean? That it wasn't stopped. It could have been stopped earlier than it was. But more power to him for wanting to go out and fight him again. There is, though, an element of, you mentioned Fury's a boxer and Wilder's more of a bruiser. And I'm not saying you're wrong on that. But I do think because he got beat so soundly, there has been an overreaction to, well, how good is Deontay Wilder really? The guy turned pro when George W. Bush was president. This was the first time he's ever lost. So, I mean, he's had a pretty good run with his style. It's been pretty successful with his style. He fought him once and knocked him seemingly out cold in the 12th round, and then Fury did an Undertaker and sat up at the 7 count and they ended up having a draw. I think Wilder is a great fighter. Fury does appear to be far ahead of him, at least he did in this fight and for big portions of the first fight. But I'll watch the 3rd one, and then the winner goes and fights Anthony Joshua.
And maybe he learned a lesson. He'll wear a robe next time. A little silky robe that